So here we have it. Up in the top left-hand position, we have the blue Protoss player. It is ShoWTimE. And his opponent down to the bottom right, the red Terran, representing Madals Sports, HeroMarine. So, a nice little bit of TvP coming up for us here. And with all of that said, it's a best of 5, and it is the finals of the ESL Pro Series. Boom. It is just there. It has been an incredible series. A lot of hard-fought games. Some very, very good German players and a couple of Koreans who live in Germany were able to compete as well, but they were not able to make it through to the finals. The finals are between the two foreigners, and they are doing their country proud. So, in terms of openings, a barracks and a gateway are coming down. That's pretty normal. I'd expect to be seeing that on King Sejong Station. So, this is just standard game time at the moment. Just neither really going for anything risky in this first game. Being a best of 5, of course, there is some strategy, there is some thinking, some long-term series planning, not just, I need to win. Every game needs to win. Instead, you want to be thinking, okay, what is my build orders? Do I go for the same build every game? Do I go and check everything? Do I try and go for a different build? There's lots of different ways of thinking of it, but some players will just stick to what they know works. Some people will just chill there and be like, okay, well, I'll go for a new build every single game, trying to keep their opponent guessing. ShoWTimE, when we did see him play up against Golden in the last game, was, or in the last series rather, is what we saw out of him was actually a pretty nice strategy where he went for Stargate plays time and time again, but even though he was going for those Stargate plays, he did mix it up a bit. He went for Voidways, Phoenix, and also Oracles. He just went for anything in each of those games. So, hopefully, this will be quite interesting to see exactly what ShoWTimE does here. HeroMarine, I didn't actually catch his semi-final. I was busy doing my day job, my kayaking training and stuff like that. So, I didn't get to see how his game went, but I know it was a 3-0. Now, I love this. This is such a cool little move by ShoWTimE. He's going to hide something down here. Could be a Stargate. Seriously, could be a Stargate once he hits that 150 gas. Do a Stargate. Could also be a Twilight Council. That's possible. But I think it's going to be Stargate. Build a Stargate now, I've said it. Otherwise, I'll be sad. There we go. So, why is this cool? It's because the scout will come around here. It probably won't get right up to the edge where it may actually be able to see if that was there. Anyway, where's that Reaper? Where are you, Reaper? Reaper's coming back home already. He's checking around, making sure no sneaky stuff was going on. Just went on a nice little adventure. Importantly, hasn't seen the Stargate. The Stargate is not known. So, ShoWTimE already has got the surprise advantage. HeroMarine is also actually taking a little bit of prod damage from this Mothership Core. A few Marines are coming out. They're going to have to go and dive into that bunker. Mothership Core hasn't killed anything, but it's delaying the natural base quite substantially, actually. And getting this delay is always going to be really, really solid. Oh, HeroMarine, he's a genius. HeroMarine did come in. He scouted that. Knows an Oracle is going to be on its way. Frantically trying to pump out those Marines, actually. An SCV kill for the Mothership Core. 4 Marines will be able to kill off that Mothership Core. So, the Mothership Core does need to be a little bit careful. It's going to try and take a Marine. Is it going to be able to do it? Oh, the little dart back and forth. Very dangerous stuff coming through there. But yes, HeroMarine has seen the Stargate. He knows. He is aware. He is prepared. Adding in those missile turrets, one in the main base, the natural base, now getting one as well. The Marine count is at 6. 6 Marines beats an Oracle, but they've all got to be in the same place, and they've all got to be fighting exactly at the same time. For the moment, though, the Oracle just going to come chilling on through. The missile turrets, of course, will buy a lot of time there, but some good damage can be done. Otherwise, Natural Nexus coming on through, and our Reaper buddy is coming back through for HeroMarine. Just takes a little peek, sees a Stalker, runs away. Meanwhile, the Oracle unable to get a single kill. Good control there coming down from HeroMarine, pulling those SCVs away towards that missile turret. The safety of the rocket shooting up into the sky kept everything nice and safe. Anyway, I'll just keeping a good look on anything else that could be coming down. ShoWTimE has just added in his robotics facility. Meanwhile, HeroMarine, he's got Stim, adding in the second gas now. We still have a couple of Oracle kill, the first Oracle kill coming down now, as it found a transferring SCV. And of course, all while the Oracle is alive, it's still being cost effective. The only point you'd say an Oracle opening wasn't good is if the Oracle died with only, say, like 3 or 4 kills on it. But while it's still up, it's getting scouting information. It's got the option to use Revelation later. Can even find a little bit of damage here. Although, with a lot of health gone, may not fare too well, even up against 4 Marines. So, of course, First Blood and probably First, Second, Third, and Fourth... sorry, Third Blood all goes over to ShoWTimE at the moment. HeroMarine not really getting much damage done, but he's doing as much as he can just to keep scouting through. Very early Robotics Bay coming down, and I mean that is really early considering the opening of a Stargate. So what is the punishment for this, or rather what is the drawback? The lack of gateway production. There is 1 gate at the moment. The only things on the field are 2 sentries, 1 stalker. The Oracle has died at some point. I must apologize. That was not on camera, but not having anything to defend with can be a bit of a problem, especially once these first 2 medevacs come popping out and HeroMarines decides to go for a little adventure. Very reliant on the mothership core, getting out some good damage, getting down a good photon overcharge, keeping that up nice and safe, and the sentries being able just to zone things nicely. The first Colossus, though, is starting. We've also got the +1 armor upgrade coming on through, so that's definitely going to be helping things. But it's a fair way off yet. But not as far off as those medevacs. So, the Colossus will be able to get out in time. And that's important. Even just 1 Colossus with that photon overcharge will be in a fairly good spot. HeroMarine will have the +1 upgrades. Will also have combat shield by the time that push starts to coming on over. But it's all seen. There is ShoWTimE's Observer. Gets a good little look at this army moving across the map. Going to be sending in a hallucinated Phoenix as well, just to try and get some more scouting information, see what's coming. The important thing to note is there is only the 1 Marauder in this composition, so the Colossus doesn't need to be too scared about that matched range. It's not going to be able to dish out enough damage to really hurt. 2 additional gates are going to be really helping as well. That's just pumping out a bit more. The second Colossus could be out in time. It depends overall whether HeroMarine decides to go up any earlier. But if he does, the photon overcharge, of course, will do a lot of damage. The Colossus has been seen, and HeroMarine just turning tail and waiting for the medevacs to come over. Could look for some drops. Drops are one way you can certainly get a lot of damage done fairly easily, and indeed that's what's going to be coming on through. There's no observer placement over on this left hand side. There is, however, the pylon giving a bit of advance notice, but time is always going to be a very, very important thing. So just checking, where are those medevacs? Now they're boosting around. Okay, quick little scan comes on through, wants to see, okay, is there an army up here? Sees a couple of stalkers and that Colossus. The medevac's trying to decide where's the best way to go. The natural base isn't much more secure either. This drop down really isn't going to go nicely. ShoWTimE is in a great position. He is going to lose his Stargate. That's the downside of putting on this low ground, as the Marines easily able to take that down. Just 1 Marine waiting there, buying a bit more time for his buddies to get away. But yeah, this is very normal starts, very normal stuff coming on through from both of these 2. I would say at the moment, just because of the openings, it's actually ShoWTimE who is in a bit of a better position. He's up a little bit in workers, and he's also got, he's matched upgrades, but his tech is just so much stronger. He's got these Colossi down very, very early on. But HeroMarine, he's already started the Viking production. Now, the downside to the Vikings is he's only got 4 medevacs on the field, and he's only got the 1 Stargate. So he's being forced to make those Vikings in response to the Colossi. But that means that his medevac count is a lot lower than he'd like it to be. 3 Colossus on the field, a 4th one already on its way down. Has had to trigger a photon overcharge just to hold off a bit of pressure. Meanwhile, HeroMarine, gearing up with a lot more aggression, does not want this 3rd base to exist. Coming from both the top angle and also from the south could be a very, very nice pincer movement if it's able to be controlled well. Those Colossi already noticing that they could be in a little bit of a rough spot. A little bit of damage coming through, and HeroMarine, not wanting to overcommit to this, does get force fielded in though. While the 3rd base should go down, it's for a lot of infantry. Overall, that trade was pretty level. This game only 50 resources lost difference between them. That 3rd base though was not cancelled, and that in itself isn't ideal. Quick little blink forward, trying to take down some of those medevacs. Some good force fields coming down from ShoWTimE. Again, getting a couple more units. This infantry really starting to look a bit more thin on the ground than would be liked. Double upgrades are also coming through from ShoWTimE, and this is before 2-2 has even got started for HeroMarine. And that means that ShoWTimE is going to get a fairly hefty upgrade lead. And that could be very powerful as this game goes on. Third base trying to get retaken. Meanwhile, HeroMarine has already floated down his third. And also is just chilling here. Just having a nice little bit of income coming through. The Viking count certainly looking a lot higher. Up to 12 already. So this Viking count is getting scary. And there's not really any sign yet of a transition into High Templar. There is, of course, the Dark Shine coming on through. But there's no storms to worry about. That means ghosts aren't critical in this composition yet for HeroMarine. Although HeroMarine will likely be keeping a close eye on things. He's moving on forward. He's got a nice supply advantage. And the concern is just that if those Vikings can take out the Colossi quickly, it's going to really, really hurt. ShoWTimE, can he see this? Yes, he can. How? Okay, so he's got Watch Tower. Knows that this Viking count is sizable and is just pulling back. And that is a wise move to make because if the Colossi die, it's game over. Basically at this stage, there's not a follow-up to it. The Viking count is up to 17 now. But there are still a lot. The boys have been pulled. There's a lot of SCVs here. HeroMarine wants this over. Force fields are good. Force fields are actually great. Zoning out pretty much everything. Buying a few more vital seconds. Another Colossus might just be able to pop on through. Some more force fields on their way. Trying to create a couple more tighter chokes. The Colossi just staying all the way back. Forcing a big commitment out. The Vikings, though, are going to be going for this. The Stalkers are not in position. They can't engage the Vikings. Down go all of those Colossi. And HeroMarine is getting down a huge amount of damage. The final Colossus goes down. One more has popped out, but it's not going to last very long. And the infantry is starting to reign supreme. The damage output is astronomical from this infantry. The double upgrades advantage not enough for ShoWTimE. HeroMarine takes down the natural base of his opponent and continues to move on up. Continues to try and get this damage through. A scan being used to try and take down these Dark Templar. A couple of which are going to start trying to hide, but this is looking very good now for ShoWTimE. He does have more probes after the SCV pull, but he has no response to this army. It is over 5 times the size of his own. And the damage has been done. Game 1 is all but certain now for HeroMarine. I don't think he's got a scan. Oh, actually he does. Down goes those 2 Dark Templar. And with it, the game GG is called. And HeroMarine is going to take game number 1 of this best of 5.